So this is officially live now for Sunday Market Outlook. It is Sunday, March 3rd as we step into a brand new week. This is Rich Mendiga and I got Brent Badal in the building with me here. And as mentioned, guys, brand new week, brand new month, new energy, new goals, new excitement. There's a lot to look forward to right now. And we're going to let Brent kick this thing off with some fundamentals because it's going to be a action-packed week for sure with that side of things.
Yep, we definitely do have a good week here coming towards us. Really, tonight and tomorrow is the only day we're really going to chill when it comes to gold, NAS, US 30. So take advantage of tomorrow. Make sure you enjoy the day. Make sure you enjoy to keep your blood pressure, your cardiac rhythm level there, because it's going to be a very relaxed day tomorrow. Because after that, we head right away into Tuesday with ISM services PMI. This is going to be pretty heavy. Doesn't really do much, but it is expected to make a pretty big move on this one as far as what the manufacturer is doing, as far as expansions, because there probably shouldn't be. So it's really based off the economy health for businesses. So this one might be a little bit redder than usual. It might make a little bit more of a move at that time. And I like that they did it at 9. So it really, this part gives us cool because we come in the morning, do our moves, catch our 7 o'clock move, 7:30 move, catch the opening bell move. Everything is good. So we have enough time to still be able to get our trades for those that are in Tradex and different platforms. It gives us time to really still be able to capitalize, grab our percentage for the day, and then we get a big crazy move at that point. And then we have a couple of FOMC speakers. So I like it that it's at 9, that it still gives us that aftermath, really that 10, 11, maybe even towards noon. It gives us still a good move. So Tuesday's going to be great. We're going to have great moves there. Wednesday's where it starts getting a little bit sketchy. So Wednesday that's based off times. That's why I say sketchy, right? We have ADP now for employment change. Big move. That's the one where typically we see NAS US 30 just gone 1,000 pips right away. That's the one where we see gold usually 16, 90 pips right away immediately. And it's happening early. Gold likes to move anywhere between 7 and 7:30, and this is actually happening at 7:15. So we have a big movement right away. We have the opening bell, and then right after the opening bell, our buddy Powell testifies. Remember, when Powell speaks, Powell testifies. It's two different things. Powell speaks, we typically see a little bit of movement before, and then we see in those first probably 5 minute candle, we see that big up down movement. Testify, it's different. Testify could last the whole entire hour. So we might see sporadic moves as it goes. We might not see nothing immediately, but we want to make sure we're careful through that whole hour while there's big movements. And at the same time, we're having jolts, job openings. And then we have our wholesale inventories, which aligns with what's happening on Tuesday. So we have that news there. For the rest of the day, we have crude oils, we still have FOMC speakers, we have Beijing, so we have a lot of news, but these two are the big ones. Definitely the two big ones that are happening. This one is going to give us a big movement, but to me, it's more here. The 9 o'clock movement is where we're really going to see more of a back and forth situation. Here, it's going to be a situation to where if we say sell and it goes up, okay, we get a stop loss, we might even get swiped. That's it. But here it might be a situation where it's like, okay, sell, damn, stop loss. Okay, buy, okay, damn, stop loss. Like it could be a back and forth situation. But what we obviously look for is, okay, cool, sell, bam, down. Okay, buy, boom, up. So don't get confused as far as if you see Wednesday us calling a sell and then 10 minutes later calling a buy. It's because we have these situations, not that we're not unaware of really what's happening. It's because of the type of news and the time it's happening and both happening. So this is actually one of my favorite set of news when we have two big sets of news happening at the same time. Because that's when we could go in and do those buy, sell, done. In a matter of 5 minutes, we bought and sell 3 times. We are done for the day, maybe even done for the week. I love when we have these big movements. Run into Thursday, we have more big news on Thursday, of course. Unemployment claims. We know that that's been a big one all last year, for Q4 really of last year. Unemployment claims really came up there on the book of the Powell speaks, Powell testifies, ADP, like it's at that level now, which is awesome for us. It's great because it gives us more movement. It's one more news to really get us excited at that point. We get the revised non-farm productivity, trade balance, all that good stuff. We go again into our buddy Powell again testifies one more time on Thursday. Then we have gas. This one here, guys, pay attention to this one. It is yellow, I know, but pay attention to this one, consumer credit. This one's going to be very important. So let's make sure we pay attention on that one at 2 o'clock, see what happens there. This one I'm going to be interested as far as what it's doing more of like, okay, cool. This pushed the market up. I want to see that, and that's important to me. It might not be a big push up, but it's more of a leading indicator to like, okay, cool. It's pushing up, it's pushing down to see what we're expecting to happen the next day. So that's why that one's kind of important for me at that point, because on the following day, we're going to have the average hourly earnings. And that's where a lot of it starts lining up, where they have average earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate. So we have three big news all happening at 7:30 on a Friday. Don't be afraid, guys, when you see a big, heavy week like that. Here's where we need to make sure we 100%, and I'll say this to myself, this is for me too. I'm looking at my own self over here. We need to remember to follow our trading plan. As long as we follow our trading plan, we are going to be great. It's not going to be no worries. We make some, we make some, we lose some, we lose some. The market takes, the market gives. It's just part of nature. But these are those weeks to where if we don't control ourselves, if we get caught up into moving stop losses, doubling up, all that type of stuff, it's going to hurt. So we actually want to make sure that we follow our trading plan. We make sure we don't attach any emotions to what we're doing when it comes to trading. All is good. Follow the proper risk management. This week again is exciting for me. Big, big week. Lots of news. Good stuff happening in the stock market too. So yeah, it's definitely exciting. We have a lot of good stuff coming here for us that I think we've been waiting for, I believe. I feel at least this whole year. I know it sounds like it's a lot, right? So 3 months, but at the same time, it's 3 months already. But I feel this whole year we've been waiting for that one good week to really be able to kind of clear everything out, go ahead and retest bottoms, retest tops, whatever it needs to do. And I think this week is going to happen. I'm excited for that. I'm excited definitely for that. Rich, you are ready. I'll send it back up to you, bro. So you can go ahead and take the podium to show us what you have charted up, bro.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. 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 So let's go ahead and dive straight into screen share here and look over a couple of different things on the charts. All right. So as far as I want to start off with gold, right? So first and foremost, shout out to Joel. I know that he called out some sells for gold, which I actually am totally on board with 100%. I think usually after a major move that happened during news, which we saw gold really, create multiple fake out scenarios, right? We saw that gold had come for lows, had broken new highs, started breaking new lows, then making new highs. We had a lot of nice fake out action, beautiful price action, but really the last range that we're currently looking at right now for gold is going to be this bottom and this top, right? So a lot of times, guys, if we are confused about, where should we be looking on a chart for the next trade and everything, sometimes people look a little bit too far back. Sometimes people look a little too closely, right? I like to keep it somewhere in the middle. That's why you usually see me do my analysis anywhere from the 4 hour to the 1 hour to the 15 minute, right? Usually in that range. Overall, you can obviously see, guys, that like we've been talking about on these previous market outlooks, I mentioned to you that if we continue to hold above this 2019 price point area and reject from there, we're going to start looking at liquidity targets in the form of old highs. We saw this one get taken, this one get taken. Now we're here and basically here as well. So all of this liquidity from all of these buys that took place from this huge pullback, right? We have now basically almost captured all of that liquidity. So all of that is to say that, guys, gold is very bullish right now. We're currently working within, again, this range right here. And so overall, we are bullish. We see the higher lows and higher highs continuing to print on the chart. I think now it's just a matter of how far are we going to retrace? Is it going to be, somewhat of a retracement, a half retracement, almost a full retracement before we start going back up? That's what I'm looking at. I have an overall super bullish bias. However, I think that right now, just in this current range, we are going to see some pullback action, which is why, you see people like Joel calling sells. I think, again, we have the potential to really stay clear of this high right here, headed towards 2100. And even this might be the beginning of the all-time high rate again, guys. I think that, I think it was on a Sunday, if I remember correctly, that we were looking at gold and it made this crazy move to the upside that formed all-time highs. And ever since that day, we've really just moved lower, had a really strong pullback that led to this huge, not consolidation, but just a very slow retracement to the downside. And now, really, after we've reacted to this beautiful point of demand down here that we see on this 4 hour chart, it has just been nothing but bullishness. So I think that we are going to continue that and head into all-time high territory from a macro perspective. I think that from a smaller time frame bias, which is really what we tend to trade on, more of like an intraday perspective. Again, we are just looking at how price is starting to work its way down. Obviously, we had massive volume that came in and kind of pushed gold higher to end Friday. And at some point, we are going to have to correct all of this imbalance that pretty much happened that formed this huge bullish move. So it's just a matter of allowing the market to do that. I think for sure with any shorting like short targets right now, if we're selling, we should at least minimum get down to 2069, anywhere to about 2056. Pretty much the beginning where you see this huge gap right here. We can look for price to sit in here. And really, once we get to this point, what I'm going to be looking for is for price to start shifting back bullish. Okay. Hold on. That's my fire alarm.
But yeah, overall, what we're just saying is that yes, we should be heading up. We should be coming down, then we should be getting up. I actually see the exact same thing myself. I've been in I've been in sales since Friday. We've been calling sales at that point, and I actually called a sale, a hit stop loss, and then we kept on analyzing it. It's like, when is it going to drop? Finally, it's dropping, and finally, it's doing that correction. Once it hits that middle part, really, I mean, for those who trade, if you guys trading with me, you know we're looking for, right? We're looking for that 50% retracement. So we're looking for that 50%, have it come down. Once it hits that 50%, then we have it come up. But yeah, we should be seeing the 2100s. If you want, I can share my screen really quick, kind of show what I got going on here. And over here really quick. Yeah. Um, gold. Looking obviously for it to come down. Hopefully, at least come down to this level here of this change of character. I would like it to come down maybe max 65, but at least I would want to see it in that 70. I think Joel had, I think, like 71, 72 for his take profit, but really like this drop of what's happening right now, especially on the larger time frame. Looking on the shorter time frame, of course, it's doing that nice little move. So little lows, 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 have it come down. But overall, on the bigger picture, just like Rich is saying, right? Same situation. I mean, we really need to come to this high area that we haven't touched in a very long time. And like I said, guys, with all the news that we have this week, we could definitely come to this zone that we have here to the top. Definitely, definitely have enough for this to come down, hit the zone, come up, level off here, bounce off here. And then eventually, with all the news that we're having, we could definitely see this 2150. That's the number that I'm looking for this week. That's the high that I'm looking for this week for us to hit. Come for this supply zone, come for this sell zone that we've been waiting for, which this sell zone is way, way back. I mean, I don't even know how far we would need to go back to really truly see it. We had on last year, December 4th, we had that big spike with news. And this is one of this week, we could see one of these big, big wicks this week. And I think that'll take it to that next high. Obviously, the US dollar is not looking great. We're right now heading into a lot of political situations too. So we run into a lot of presidencies, all that good stuff. That has to do a lot as well, obviously, with the dollar dropping down, dollar dropping up, all that good stuff. But as a high, I'm looking us for to get to the 2150. If this were to want to come and retrace, I think we'll come back and see one more time into that 1995, which that's what I called a buy, which crazy if you were still in for whatever reason, you'd be massively in profits. But we should head down into this zone of 1995 and then head up, or we should just go up. I think we're headed more towards that's a projection that I have for gold there. For NAS, hopefully it can start coming down. I mean, I wanted it to come down here. Obviously, as you can see, guys, it didn't. But we are in a heavy sell zone now. There's so many reasons, so many stops that we have to do here. Like all these zones. Obviously, that's the week, so that's crazy, crazy far away. But still, like I said, I want to see finally this NAS drop, but it has every reason just to continue going, to be honest. Um, Based off what it's been doing, it has every single reason for this to just keep on going, 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 coming all the way up into that 18,800 if it wants into that next zone. I'm hoping we do get a free retracement at least back into the 17,400 would be nice. Preferably, I would love to see this come down to the 17. Like that would be my happy number. Again, with all the news that we're having happen this week, I would love it to see the 17 this week. Absolutely love to come and take care of all of this. Just take care of all of that and then have it continue going up. But it could just continue up doing what it wants to do. Shout out to those that do Bitcoin. We saw finally 64. We saw 64 after a long time. If you've been in the buy that I called long ass time ago, we are still heavily, obviously, in profits. We went beyond our two major TPs. Uh, Lovely, lovely going up. Based off just chart analysis at that point, and I know I've spoken to a lot of people that do trade Bitcoin, we should be seeing a little pullback. Should be seeing a pullback. A lot of the people that I've spoken to have been saying it could come down to 61,500 is the kind of that next big zone that they're looking to buy, possibly even down to the 60,000 again. But with everything happening, gold moves just like Bitcoin. We've been seeing that too. We should see this continuing up. I don't see it why. It could do a little pullback. Great. That'd be awesome to dollar cost average, all that good stuff, do all that goods. But hey, we are obviously super, super happy with what it's doing. Is there any other coins you guys are buying? Zeus. So I personally, I've been holding and I've been buying always dollar cost averaging, all that good stuff. XLM. I've been holding XLM, ADA, and Chainlink. Chainlink is my number one. That's the one that I like the most. And then from there, the second one is ADA, Cardano. And then from there, Stellar XLM. Those are like my three coins that I like. I'm big on just seeing the utility of what they'll do once the time gets there. Like if we actually, we the people win the situation and we start seeing Bitcoin and just cryptos itself being something that we already see in a lot of places. I mean, El Salvador is a clear place of what the future could paint look like, what they're doing with crypto, where everything is paid with Bitcoin now in El Salvador. Crazy, just crazy, crazy. Like it's literally go and you buy a coffee, you tap it, and you just pay with your Bitcoin like that instantly. So once the world actually gets to that, I really like those three projects. Each have their own reason. Chainlink being the number one based off security. It could really be something as far as Chainlink could be really the like security base for everything happening correctly, especially with the government actually getting in. If the government takes it as a dollar situation and it's actually utilized, and we start seeing we start paying taxes and all this crazy stuff. Like the reason why I like Chainlink is for that unfortunate reason. If it gets to the point where we actually start utilizing it the way that we do, and the next thing you know, there's new taxes built. So a lot of states will make certain states will make taxes on certain things. Like I know, like I think it's in California, you guys have the pop tax where you're literally paying tax on top of tax because the drink has like fizz in it. So if there's something like that, I think Chainlink will be a really big necessity for the government really to use at that point. So that's why I really like Chainlink at that point. Cardano makes everything just cheap, fast. XLM, same thing. So that's why I like those two. But really, the ones to follow, we have Todd Humphreys as a crypto educator. We have Javier. He trades a lot of Bitcoin. He called out a Solana play, and the Solana play actually won. It was a pretty good move on Solana. That was Javier. And then Steve goes over a lot of Bitcoin. So those are really three educators that you're going to be able to learn more of the Bitcoin stuff on. But I think that's about it. Rich, if you want to just put your camera and put your thumb up if you're good in case you have anything else. But I think that I finalized kind of the wrap up of what we're looking at for the week based off on the chart.